Hello guys, I have a strong suspicion that my Toyota Sienna left strut bearing is shot. When it's unsprung, let's say when it's on my lift and I turn the wheels left and right, I hear the horrible noise coming from the left side of the vehicle, and most likely it is the bearing for the strut. And I already purchased the bearing, so I'm gonna replace it no matter what, but we'll try to reconfirm it again. I already put some chocks behind the right wheels. I'll lift it with my jack and we'll see how it goes. Before I do it though, I will remove the wiper arms, because I'm gonna need to remove this cowl or cowling, whatever it calls, in order to get the access to the bolts holding the strut in place. And probably it's gonna be easier when the car is still down and not lifted on the jack. Let me remove the cover for the passenger side, and for this one I think I'll need to open the hood first. Let's pop the hood, not the fuel but the hood. Sienna's hood got two holes for the hood prop, so you can decide if you would like the hood to stay higher or lower when it's open. I prefer the higher position, therefore I'm using this hole instead of this one. Okay, let's remove the second one. This one is more tight. Alright, looks like about 16 or 17 mil. Alright, it turned out to be 14 millimeter drivers, and that's the passenger side. I'm gonna spray a little bit of WD-40 on both of them so it come out. No need to. Very easy. What about this one? Also very easy. No need for the penetrating oil. Now I will remove those side things. This one is due to be replaced because it's crooked, but I cannot justify like $30 or so for replacement piece of plastic. Okay, this one is still holds up. Maybe I can leave it in place for now. In order to remove the cowl, there are a few of those clips in the bottom. And that's pretty much it. My hood prop is on the way. Let me put the camera down for a moment and I'll simply slide this thing out. Now, as we can see, the passenger side is much easier because there is no wiper transmission in place. So in order to remove it, looks like 1, 2, 3 10 millimeter bolts and one connector. Right. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. All the same lengths, looks like. Let me try to remove the connector, and looks like we need to slide it towards the left side of the vehicle and carefully fish it out so we don't damage the windshield. What I did while you were not watching is I sprayed, sprayed a little bit of plastic dip on those nuts and surrounding area. I did that so I would at least attempt to position the strut to the exact same spot I removed it. I'm not sure how much play is there, because if it's too disturbed, it may need to go for an alignment. So I'll try to be as close as possible to current position. I put the car on a jack stand, and now it's time to take the wheel off. And Toyota nuts, same thing as Ford. All right, let's remove the wheel. Okay, there is our jack stand right there. Now we're gonna need to unhook the sway bar link and this bracket with the brake line and a sensor. So let's do that. It looks like 12 maybe, and this one's gonna be combination, probably like 16 or 17. Let me use some WD-40 for those old nuts. Alright, just a little bit. It's not too corroded. And on the other side of this one. Okay, that's a 17. Good. And because I got one side of the car on a jack, that thing is under pressure. It's gonna be a slight challenge to take this out from here, but no worries. I think we can do it with the help of the jack. Okay, I'm jacking the wheel up, and now it's released and we can lower it again. Let's try to undo this nut. It's 12 mils. Ooh. Let's put a little more torque. Ooh, not even that. Okay, I'll take my wrench. No wrench, but slightly more power here. There you go. Okay, this one is released. This one is released, so our strut is being held to the whole contraption only by those two enormous bolts. And I'm gonna do the same thing. I will paint the surrounding area of the bolts, because I would like to and not only outside but inside too. I would like to keep the orientation of that hub assembly inside this strut bracket exactly the same as it was. I just removed the bolts, those two bolts, and the strut is now disconnected from the knuckle, and the only thing holding it is just those three bolts on the top. I'll undo them right now, and I'll try to lower the strut. Looks like it shouldn't be a problem, given there is the much space I can maneuver, but maybe I shouldn't say that. Okay, that's a 14mm bolts. We need to be careful not to smash the this one is pretty tight. Not to smash the windshield otherwise it's gonna be expensive repair. And since it's the limited trim Sienna, this windshield has the antenna around it. All other trims, they got like regular, you know, metal antenna on a fender, except this one trim. So yeah, this windshield is more expensive than the other ones. Okay, I'm gonna undo those 3 bolts. I'll try to catch it. This one was the last bolt. That's fairly heavy. So let's try to route it here. And looks like we got lucky, I think. Yes, and it's out. For this job I'll try to use this ring compressor, and we'll see how it's gonna turn out. Looks like it's engaged. Oh, you can hear the oh my god. Oh, the bearing is done. Totally. Let's undo the nut. I'm not sure what size is it. It's actually no, this one is too small. What about this one? 19. Yeah, 19, that's the size. I'm not sure if you got the, you know, part when I compressed it, because the GoPro showed me the error for my card, but okay. It was compressed. I undone this nut with the 19 millimeters. Let me try to release this one, because it's slightly brutal, I would say. It doesn't want to go. Okay, come on, come on, come on. Oh. All right. Oh my god. It's totally shot. Woohoo. That's what left from the bearing. Okay, no worries though. I have another bearing, and I'll clean up some of those threads with the wire brush, and we'll assemble it back. Guys, I think I need to postpone my assembling because of this problem. This upper mount is pretty much disintegrating. It's like nothing left here. It's supposed to be, you know, one piece structure, but this thing is falling out. So yes, I need to purchase this part ASAP before I can proceed with the repair. It is the next day. It is considerably more chilly today, but yesterday night I went ahead and purchased this strut mount, which came actually with the 3 nuts and the bearing, but I already purchased the original bearing from Toyota a few days ago. So yeah, this is our destroyed strut mount. Unfortunately, I did not have a chance to get the original one, because I am kind of fan of original parts, at least for my for the cars I am, you know, constantly driving as my daily drivers. But yeah, on such a short notice, I couldn't get the original Toyota parts. So we're gonna be using this KYB upper mount, and the shock appears to be still in a good condition. I already checked. It's pretty tight, and it comes back up. No noise, no nothing. I replaced the shock about 6 years ago, so it's it's half the age of the car. All right, let's get to assembling the strut. I still have the insulator here in place, the bump in place, and I'll try to carefully install the shock into this contraption. Okay. Then we have this plate, the axis that goes from this hole up to, you know, right here, it goes outside. So, and the outside of our strut correspond to those mounting holes for the bolt. So let's say it's not very convenient. Hold on, I need to somehow to rearrange it so it would be convenient for me to assemble it. Maybe such a way is gonna be. Alright, maybe standing is gonna be more. Let me check where's the correct position. Okay, looks like this is the one. So this goes to the outside, and the tolerance is around 5 degrees of being positioned properly. I think I'm pretty on a point. Okay, then we'll have the bearing, and the bearing goes with the like rubber thing to the bottom, so you see the orange on the top. So that's gonna be our bearing. Okay, this to the out, and where's our brand new mount? There is kind of key slot in the mount. I'm not sure if you can see it, and it should correspond to the cutout on the actual shock. And now I just need to find the nut and tighten the nut, making sure that, let's say this, or for example this bolt points to the outside, same as the same as the upper plate. All right. Alright, sitting tight, no wobble, meaning it was tightened just for a good measure. Yeah, it's tightened. Now I will position one of the bolts towards the outside, and I will release the spring compressor, and it should gives us the proper orientation of those mounting bolts for our installation. GoPro is making me nuts. Looks like the recording been slightly lost. Again, I released the compressor. I aligned one of the bolts to the outside, which corresponds to this bracket, which corresponds to this bracket right here. So in the same axis we got one of the bolts. Now let me finagle this strut back into the car, and we're gonna secure it from the top, and then we'll attempt to connect it to the hub assembly in the bottom. Okay, this should be a little fun. I really don't recall the kinda how exactly I was able to fish out this unit, preferably without doing too much damage to the car. All right. I just need a third hand. That's it. Oh, yay. Okay, I just started those bolts, and I'll try to position the strut according to the paint marks that I did previously, and this one is still too tall for me to reach. I'm using the original nuts, not the replacement ones, for some reason. I don't know why. Looks like I positioned the strut exactly like it was positioned, maybe like half a millimeter difference, which is insignificant in that scale. Good. Now let's squeeze back the motor. It'd be better if I would put it in the correct position to begin with. The connector connected. I remember we need to slide it slightly somewhere. Okay, found it. Okay, just slide it to the position, and I'll install 3 10mm bolts. One is right here, 2 is right here, and 3 is right here. Okay. Now we can install the cowling. Now let me try to finagle the cowl. I already don't recall. I remember that I temporarily removed that thing. Then I was able to kind of squeeze the cowl right in there. Is it still the case or not? Okay, place there. Let me guide the driver's side. Okay, and now all we have left is to put those clips back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I need to put this like side piece on its place, which kind of locks into the cowling. Something does not seem to be correct. Is it? No? Yes? No? It's a little bit not happy, and I cannot get why. Looks like it's in place, but somehow it's and it's kind of rubber, and it's kind of sits, but it's kind of doesn't. Originally, this side piece had an adhesive that was attached to the fender, but no, it's not the case anymore, so that's why it's kind of sticking out. I'm about to install the wiper arms, the driver's side right here approximately so far, and the passenger side, and I'll show you one little trick that possibly most of you doesn't know. Let me put those nuts preliminary so it doesn't pop off. The trick is, you could be curious what is the proper position for the wipers to rest on, And Toyota thought about that, and as you can possibly see, hold on, can you or cannot? Let me, okay, from this angle you can see, do you see those two dots, 1 and 2? It's like a reflection. You should align your wiper arm to be between of those two spots. Same thing with the driver's side. Again, it's gonna be very hard for you to see, but there are actually even 3 dots right here, and it's better to align it onto the middle one, so in the center of 2 outside dots. So this is how you can properly align your windshield wipers. I tightened the nuts, installed the covers. Preferably you need to cycle the windshield wipers just to make sure they settle on the proper spot after you tighten the bolts. Everything is done under the hood. Now let's get to the suspension right there. Okay, let's try to mate those things together. Almost there. Now I will raise the suspension with my jack so the holes align, so it would be much easier for me to install the bolts. It's pretty heavy. So I raised the suspension just a bit to align the holes, and I already installed one of the bolts. It's gonna take me some time to clean up this bolt first before I install it, and yeah, the hole is pretty much aligned right now. Okay, I installed the second bolt. Now I will again raise the suspension. Bear in mind I did not install the nuts yet, but I would like to raise the suspension once again to install the sway bar link. Let me check how much further. Okay, that should do it. And let me, okay, I have the nut right in here. Probably should clean it as well, but now it looks like it's coming pretty smoothly. I'll use my impact and it should tighten the whole thing. It's still the original sway bar link from 2011. While we're here, let's try to remember how we would. Okay, looks like brake line goes first, then on the top we have this bracket for the sensor wiring harness. I'll find 10mm hole somewhere there, actually 6mm I think, or it's M8, I don't recall. Is it M6 or M8? Come on, where are you? Okay, so this. Okay, let me tighten this, that, and 2 nuts, and that's pretty much gonna conclude. So speaking of alignment, let me secure the camera on some stationary object and check out how much play I do get when I trying to shake it. I'm not sure how critical is it. It's probably like 3 millimeters going in and out. I'm not sure if the shop who does the alignment can account for or adjust that little play. I don't think. Let me check. Check with the wrench. Yeah, it's definitely. Yeah, it's definitely on. That's it. I'm gonna use some brake clean to clean my prints from the. To clean my prints from the rotor and install the wheel, and we are done. Okay,